Well, this is not exactly the way I expected to wake up this morning, but here we are. Thanks, PlayStation. Hi, I'm Steve Saylor, I'm blind, and if you're wondering how I'm able to play video games if I'm blind, if you take a look at the video here, or if it's not displaying there, check out the link in the description down below to see exactly what I see when I'm playing video games. This morning, Sony surprised us by releasing the new home screen and UI for the PlayStation 5. So I do have some accessibility thoughts on that, and we'll be talking about that. But first, obviously they did not show off any of the settings menu or specifically anything that was in regards to accessibility. So I'm not going to be knocking PlayStation specifically for that. Having information about accessibility out earlier before release is something that we're still trying to be able to get marketing teams to be able to push forward. So I'm not knocking PlayStation or Sony right now for that, because it's still relatively new to build for a company to be able to do that. So I'm not going to be able to like knock any points for Sony for not releasing that. Yes, of course, would I like to be able to see accessibility options and a settings menu in the UI and at least know what features are there. But I totally understand why Sony is not releasing that information as of right now. As far as my accessibility thoughts, I'm basically trying to actually do this as sort of like as a one take as best as I can. So I apologize if I ramble or I rant a little bit. But for accessibility, there's some good and then there's some bad. I think with the good, let's start off with that. I think some of the interface is pretty large, especially when you're in game and you're opening up your kind of like the control center or the activity cards. Essentially, there's some large font there. There's kind of, it's for cognitive disabilities. It actually is very nice and clean. It's not too super complex, and it can definitely benefit those with visual or cognitive disabilities. It mostly has like a pretty decent contrast from the text to the background. They didn't go with sort of a transparent look to it, which is something that I was fearful of with the PlayStation 5, that they might have gone that route, where essentially there's just a lot of text that doesn't have a background at all. But in this case, it definitely does. So that is a good thing for accessibility, because then it just makes it a little bit easier to be able to see when you're playing on your 4K TV or just TV in general, that are 6 feet away. But in conjunction with that, the UI, there definitely is some areas where this font is really small. It's and it can be definitely hard to see, especially like the finer, smaller font within those like little cards that pop up when you're playing a game, or like even in general with the rest of the UI. Another thing that's actually really small is the home screen. I was kind of sad to see how small those icons were for each of the different games you can pop into and the different sort of apps you can open up in the dashboard, because honestly, like, you have that much space. It could have been so much better to be able to just have that same kind of cards interface and built that into the home screen. But yet Sony had to play different and basically decided to push it up into the top left corner of the screen, where you could barely tell what thing you're opening up unless you actually hover over that icon. Now, yes, it does fill the entire screen of what that app is or what it is, but it's when you're trying to be able to like, wait, what is that game? I'm trying to look for a game that I played recently. You're all like guaranteed people even without disabilities are going to be squinting at the screen from sitting in their couch 6 feet away from their TV, just to be able to try to see what game they want to be able to play next. And you had that much real estate, and Sony didn't really do anything with it. I was actually surprised when I first saw that when it first opened up with the activity cards. I was like, oh, this is cool. I like this. If they kind of keep this sort of same kind of like UI throughout, this would be great. And if it would translate to the home screen. But when it didn't, I was just like, oh man, it's like they took 2 steps forward and then 1 step back when it comes to their accessibility. And that's kind of basically been my biggest gripe for it. It was so disappointing. Like, honestly, it was. I was like, I don't know if there's a way in the settings to be able to increase the size of those icons, but or even the font size that's in there. But it looks like I'm going to assume, based on previous experience with Sony, that being able to increase the font size in that particular way, or increasing the icons, probably may not happen. I'm willing to be surprised Sony changed my mind, as it were, once they release what the settings are, or at least when I can be able to go in and take a look and see what is available. Hopefully there are some options there. Other actually kind of interesting things I liked about the interface. I liked the ability to, when you are typing actually anything in a chat or in a sort of sharing your content menu, you can actually be able to dictate basically speech to text, which is great because now there's a microphone that's built into the DualSense. So even if you don't have a headset, you can still be able to dictate your text. And this could also be beneficial for like basically chat with multiplayer. Being able to do speech to text is really going to be great for accessibility reasons. And I definitely applaud them for finally being able to add that in. It would have been great to be able to have that in a while ago, but you know what? I'm totally cool with it now. The fact that like they have it built in, kudos. I do like that quite a bit. Another sort of thing that I kind of noticed that I liked was the hints. The in-game hints that you can be able to get for how to be able to find certain things or certain like trophies you can unlock, and kind of what the progress is within the game. That is definitely great, especially for cognitive disabilities, because it can sort of, like, again, compartmentalize what you're actually doing in the game, and it can kind of, it doesn't seem so overwhelming when you're playing it. And it actually could be really great for accessibility reasons, because it's like, if you really want to be able to try to hunt down those trophies or achievements, like in different aspects of the game, if the game supports it, being able to sort of see a screenshot or a video of where certain things are, or what to be able to do to be able to get that sort of achievement or trophy, is great, because then it just kind of allows disabled players, and actually just players in general, just to be able to kind of like be able to feel like they can be able to collect more trophies, and hopefully maybe collect more platinum trophies if they have that information available. And the fact you can kind of like either make it bigger screen or pin it to the side, it's great. I think that actually could be a very neat feature. The one thing I'm not necessarily too happy about is the fact that they're locking into a PlayStation Plus specific feature. So essentially it's a paywall to be able to get access to that. So I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know, or how much like games are going to tap into, or developers are going to tap into using that. Hopefully maybe there's an option for developers to basically say, no, you don't need a PlayStation Plus account to be able to get hints or whichever. I don't know if that's going to be down to a studio or game level, or if it's basically you have to lock it into PlayStation Plus. But I'm not a fan of having to be able to pay for additional features that could help out players than just necessarily like just offering that up, the information to all players to be able to experience the game as best as possible. So we'll see. And actually, it'd be interesting to see how this affects essentially like sites like IGN wikis, like wiki guides. This is going to be an interesting sort of competition that they never really had before. So I'm so sorry for the IGN Wikis team if you're watching this. I wish you good luck and Godspeed. So that's kind of like just sort of my quick thoughts. We haven't really kind of heard anything if there's going to be narration or or being able to sort of text to speech in any sort of way in the PlayStation home screen or UI, but we'll hopefully see that soon. It's kind of, again, this quick video, I probably missed a few things now, like once I kind of go back into it and be like, oh man, I wish I saw this. So stay tuned to my Twitter at Steve Saylor to be able to catch any other additional thoughts I had on the new PlayStation Home UI interface. Or I basically just said interface twice. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I will have some more videos soon. And yeah, if you have any comments or any feedback about what you thought about the home screen UI, leave a comment down below, or again, hit me up on Twitter at Steve Saylor. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button and click the subscribe button so you can be able to see more videos when they come out, or hit the bell icon when you can be notified when new videos come out. Thank you for watching once again, and as always, I remain obediently yours. Bye.